welcome back to my weekly Shop My Stash. As usual, I'm going to be going over what I used last week, and then I will pick the new items for this coming week. Okay, to start things off, we do have the Blinc Electric Eyes palette. This one is really pretty. I ended up wearing it yesterday along with some mattes from this palette here to a baby shower, and I actually got complimented on my look. It was just very subtle, very pretty, really enjoyed it. It's all shimmers, but again, really nice palette, really nice payoff. Not over the top, but really easy to wear. Then I have this Temptu in BoxyCharm Liquid Glow. I really like this.
Mommy's
yeah. Shh, buddy, quiet. My 3-year-old Tate is in the room, so we might be hearing a little bit from him today too. But I do enjoy this. It didn't pick up my foundation at all. It was really easy to work with. It is very liquidy. It's not very emollient or anything like that. It's just like straight up liquid, so you don't have to worry about it I don't know, being cakey or anything like that. It's just a really nice product to use. As far as liquid glows go, I really like this one a lot. Then we have the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette, and I wore this a couple times. I really enjoy this palette. I love these 9-pen palettes that she puts out. I'm looking forward to the pastel ones coming out because I really want to get the pink one and the mint one. I think those were the two I decided on. Then we have the Ccolor Cosmetics Tropical palette. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Tropical palette or something of that sort of name. I really do enjoy this palette. The Ccolor shadows are a really good formula. Didn't disappoint at all, and it was a good complementary palette to this Blinc palette as well. Then we have the Benefit Cosmetics Cheekleaders Bronze Squad palette here. It does have 2 blushes, the 2 different bronzers, and the cookie highlighter. I love this. I love wearing it. I love the way it looks. It's just easy. I love Benefit cheek products. I am tempted to pick up the new one, but I was hoping that it would have Twinkle in it instead of Cookie. But it does have another cookie highlighter, so I'm kind of debating if I'm going to get it or not. But in the meantime, I have this one, and I really like it. I also used this Revolution Beauty highlighter. This is in the shade, what's it? Make an Impact. Again, a beautiful, beautiful product. No complaints. And then we have the Hourglass Luminous Flush Blush. This is a mini. Really enjoy that, as well as the Revolution Beauty highlighter in Platinum. Then for a finishing powder this week, I did use the #NoFilter finishing powder by NYX. This does have a shade in it, I believe, and it's light beige. Really like this. I may end up keeping it in here just because I want to see if I can use it up or hit pan or something, because I don't use a lot of it, so it will stick around for a while if I don't. So yeah, we might keep it this week as well. Not because I don't like it, but just because I really want to see if I can start making more progress on it, make it look like I'm using it. I did have a dud for the week that I'm going to get rid of. It's not, what's going on here? That's gross. I did have a dud for the week. This product here, it's the Revolution Beauty Duo Sculpt powder. It's not that it's completely awful. It's just, if I'm using this as a face powder, it's a pain in the butt to get my powder brush in there. I keep getting it into the bronzer side. And this shade right here is a little bit too warm. Okay, shh. And this shade right here, it's okay for a contour. It's just not one of my favorites. Again, they're nice. There's nothing bad with them. It's just I think the split pan is bothering me. The contour shade, if it was on its own, I would keep it. And the powder, if it was on its own, I would keep it. But because it's mixed together, I know I'm not going to use the powder. And so the contour will just go to waste. So I'm just going to get rid of it and pass it on to someone else who might enjoy it better. Again, the powder itself is really good. It's just the split pan bothers me in it. So I did replace it with a couple of other items. I did replace that with a couple of other items. I did use the Revolution Beauty Bake and Blot powder this week instead in the shade Lace. And then I did use my Kevyn Aucoin contouring powder in the shade Light. Yes, Sculpting Light. It's this top one. Whoops, there we go. Where is my finger? There we go. It's this top one right there. So that's what I ended up using this week for contour and powder instead. I did try that out for several days, this Sculpting one. I wasn't enjoying it. I was getting more frustrated than it was worth. And if I have something in my collection that's like that and I can replace it with something that I already have, then there is no point in keeping on using something because that just takes the fun out of makeup. Okay, so now I'm going to be picking out what I'm going to be using for this week. Now, if you are new here, I will explain this to you. For my eyeshadow palettes specifically, they are all numbered, like so. And I have them all written down in my book. And every week, pardon me, every week I use a random number generator and I pick 3 palettes and I mark it down, and I don't reuse a palette until I've gone through my entire collection. So if a number comes up with random number generator and I've already had it written down, I've already used it, I just pick another number. So that is how I do it. It takes the guesswork out of what I'm doing. And then for everything else, my blushes, my highlighters, that sort of thing, I just pick it as I kind of feel that I want to use for the week. And then my lipsticks specifically, I just pick depending on the look that I have come up with. So the palettes that I'm using this week are this one right here by CoverGirl. It is the True Neutral Jewels, or what is it? TruNaked Jewels palette. Then I also had, where did they go? Those pizza palettes. Where did I store them? They're in here somewhere. Here they are. Okay, so then I had the pizza, so then I had the Foodie Cosmetics Pizza Slicette palette, and this is in the, what is it, Pizza Diet one. And the third palette that came up was the Too Faced Gingerbread Cookie palette. This has a bronzer in it as well, I think. Okay, so we'll be using that bronzer as well this week. That takes the guesswork out of that. This is one I've been wanting to use for a while as well. This is the Revolution Beauty Sculpt and Glow Contour and Highlight Palette. This is in the shade Desert Sky, so I want to use this one this week. So that takes care of bronzer and contour and one highlighter. So now we need some blushes, so let's pick a blush palette. You know what? I think I'm going to pick this one right here. It's got more highlighters in it, so that will take care of all our highlighters and some of our blushes for this week. And then we'll pick out a couple more blushes that are just single ones, just so that because those ones are all more peachy and coral tones, so I want to get a little bit more variety in there. I think we'll use this Tarte one in the shade Kisses. Okay, so we have that one, and then we can pick another one. Pick one more, maybe more of a neutral one. Oh, you know what? Actually, we're going to pick this one as well. So we're going a little excessive in blushes this week. I'm going to do this Phase 0 one. This is in the shade, what one is it? Cotton Candy, just because it's very, very light. And with the weather getting a little bit warmer, we might be outside a little bit more, which means I might get a little bit of sun. So this won't be working for me for much longer. But then we will also pick this one here. It's by Imagic, and it's just in the shade 02, and it's just a very neutral blush. I'm not going to pick any additional highlights. I just have enough going on with that palette and with the duo that I'm using. And I don't think I'm going to choose a cream one or a liquid one at all this week either. So we'll leave that at that. And as I mentioned before, I am going to keep this finishing powder, the next one, in. So then I need to pick, hey buddy. So then I need to pick a pressed powder to use for the week, and which one should we use? You know what? It's been a while since I used this Revolution Beauty one. This is in, it's just their matte base powder in P5. I really do like this powder, so we're going to pick this one for this week. I usually use this as a finishing powder, but we'll use it as my setting powder this week. Okay, so this is everything that I'm using for my Shop My Stash this week. This is the CoverGirl TruNaked Jewels palette right here. We got a little bit of color going on because otherwise this is the Gingerbread palette here. And this is the Pizza Diet palette. We got a lot of neutrals going on, so we might be pulling in some pigments and liquid shadows and stuff like that, just to glam things up a little bit this week. This is that Revolution Beauty Contour and Highlight Duo. This is the Revolution Beauty Blush Goddess palette. It has those blushes on the bottom, highlighters on top. The Cotton Candy blush is right there. The Cotton Candy blush is right here. The Imagic blush and the Tarte blush right there. And then we got our two powders, our setting and our finishing powders are right there. So not a whole lot going on in the way of variety this week. It seems like we're going to have a pretty neutral week, but like I said earlier, we will just add in some glitters and shimmers and some liquid shadows and that sort of thing and amp things up. And you know what? Maybe we'll have a few bold lip days in there because we got lots of neutral colors going on in the eyes. As usual, let me know in the comments below if you do shop my stash and what you're using this week, or do you have any of these items and what are your thoughts on them? Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.